Alright, this will be a video discussing the criticism of the Eminem BET CYPHER Freestyle from the black and the white community. And this isn't the first time something like this has happened. I feel like we have kind of, with all the knowledge and everything that we have on white supremacy and everything, we've kind of put ourselves into a box where we want to complain. And I really hate using that word because I know that's a talking point for people that advocate for white supremacy or like to see, the system continue oppressing people of color. But at the same token, we have to, as far as the black community or minorities or whoever's trying to fight white supremacy, we have to call things how it is. So we can't really, I'm not saying we can't criticize people. Eminem has done questionable things in the past. I understand with the black women, and we can nitpick about him giving things, headphones, or, there's always things we can nitpick. But to call him a culture vulture, I wouldn't say that's an accurate statement. He's done really, and yes, this is just one person, but he's done more for rap culture as far as paying his dues. He came up in the underground circuit. He's done a battle rap movie, the 8 Mile movie. He's put on a lot of people from Detroit, the Slaughterhouse People, and he has a new battle rap movie coming out called Body that he, I think, produced or executive produced or whatever. So, and just him being on Little Underground, I think he was on the Underground Lyricist Lounge CD. Like, he's done a lot of stuff in the underground realm as far as mainstream. So he can't really, to say he's a culture vulture is kind of an ignorant statement on what he's done. I'm not saying like some of the stuff he's talked about isn't, he is a character as far as some of the things that he's done and like antics and different things like that. But I wouldn't say he's a culture vulture. I don't think he's pimped the black community. And most of his fans are white, which leads me to my point if he's Eminem, what he did in the BET Cypher, it doesn't really benefit him in a way because he doesn't need black fans. He doesn't really need any new fans. So all of his fans, the majority of them being white, him drawing a line in the sand, as he said, and saying, F them if they side with Trump, that's him putting himself out there. Yes, he's rich, he's a millionaire, he's successful, he's wealthy, he doesn't really have to do that. But if he's speaking out, why can't we say, okay, good, cool, and keep it moving? Every time we appreciate somebody that's white for speaking out, it's not a white savior. It's just calling it what it is. So I think that's a very, very, very bad bots and closed-minded thinking to categorize and put people in. It's like no matter what a white person does, we're going to criticize them. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be mindful of their motives and their objectives. So I'm not saying, don't keep an eye on it. But I'm just saying if they speak out and they don't have to, and the majority of their fans are white, just look at it and take it for what it is and appreciate it and keep it moving. Doesn't mean that you're drooling at the mouth over what they're saying and different things like that. Or, all of these rappers that don't talk about anything and people talking bad about the lyrics and saying, well, these lyrics, how many of y'all really listen to people that don't even be saying nothing? So it's like, do we want to complain? I think we have become numb, not to white supremacy, but to the YouTube and the lectures and the just constant talking about it and talking about it. It's like we've become obsessed with talking about it. We've become in love with talking about it. And it's like even when we shouldn't really complain about it, we find something to complain about. I know it's YouTube, people will always complain, but there's too many quote unquote woke people or people that know better. Like when is the point where we'll be like, okay, we're mad at white supremacy. We're mad at white people for being stagnant and not saying or doing anything. And then when one white person with a lot of, power within the white community as far as culturally and influentially says something, we criticize them. So we criticize them when they don't say anything. We criticize them when they do say something. It's kind of like we're putting ourselves in a lose-lose situation. And that, in a way, I don't think we see it. It, in a way, stops progress. Because at some point, if they're saying something, we have to keep the progression, keep things going. Like, it's not saying if you don't want to integrate, or you have to be best friends with all the white people, all of a sudden, like, that's taking stuff to the extreme. But it's just saying, call it as it is. You see him, he said something, congratulate it and keep it moving. So it's like that's kind of a thing. It used to be in the black community and probably still is. Like, we've become so hard and we don't even like congratulating black men. You know what I mean? We don't congratulate ourselves. We don't give ourselves props. We don't say, good job, black man. We're starting to do that a little more, at least on social media. But I'm just saying, that was a thing in the black community. We got to keep a hard exterior. You have to, showing kind of, props and different things like that. It's a vulnerability. But it's fine to talk about and talk down and make jokes about, black men, play the dozens and different things like that. But if you congratulate them, or it's looked at as a sign of weakness or vulnerability. So if we're going to progress, we have to acknowledge at the very least, it's not looking at it as a white savior, but at the very least acknowledge, like, hey, he said something. This is great. All right, what you gonna do next? But just to criticize, how is that gonna keep people? How is that gonna make other white people say and stand up? Because even if they want to, they're gonna look like, well, Eminem, he's a rapper. He's in the he's in a black dominant culture genre, and they tore him down. So what would they do to me? And I don't know. I don't have black friends like Eminem does, and I'm not in a black culture. So why should I say something or do something? And if people disagree, that's fine. But I just wanted to give it another perspective. I think sometimes we want to be contrarian just to have a difference of opinion. And that's not what this channel is about. It's independent thinking, it's progressive, it's empowerment, but, it doesn't serve a purpose to be contrarian to, discredit something that is not, isn't worthy to be discredited, I don't think. He has a lot. If you read the comments, a lot of his white fans, they didn't like that BET cypher that he did. A lot of them didn't like it when he got political. A lot of them are probably Trump fans. So, you can say he didn't have to do it because he's already, well off. He doesn't need to put out another rap album, but he did it. It's never too late to speak out. That's the thing. And I kind of was criticizing Jay-Z. I was one of the people that said, Jay-Z could have been talking about the stuff he talked about on 444 albums ago, where he said he had to dumb it down and sell records. But just because I think it's trending to be conscious and woke, I can't. Who am I to really question like that the intention? So I think he's done the stuff with Khalif Browder. Yes, the gentrification stuff with the Brooklyn Nets is bad, but then you have the title, employees, different things like that. So there's gonna be good and bad. I just think when they do good, we say it's good. When it's bad, we say it's bad. In my opinion, I don't think Eminem deserves the criticism, especially from the black community, that he's getting. So if you agree or disagree, let me know in your comments below. I'll drop some more videos Friday, and stay tuned.